Hello, grade 10 students. Welcome. Today we will going to learn another new things. And we are so happy that we reached fourth quarter already. So let's start. Our topic for this grading is all about the 20th and 21st century multimedia forms. What is this all about? Class, when we talk about multimedia forms, it includes films, sound recordings, radios, what else? Cassette, video games, applications, internet, technologies. Okay? So, under to that, we have five multimedia elements. We have text, image, audio. We also have video and animation. The first multimedia element is text, and it is the most common multimedia element. There are different multimedia forms in the Philippines. So let's start with the opera. Opera is an art music form in which singers and musicians perform a dramatic work combining text called libretto and a musical score, usually in an elaborate theatrical setting. So when we say opera, it is a musical thing. It is a musical drama. It is a musical performance merged with text or with spills, but most of the performance are very musical. That includes singing, dancing, of course with props, costumes, and other multimedia forms. Opera incorporates many things, many of the elements of spoken theater, such as acting, scenery, costumes, as I have said, and sometimes it includes dance, but most of the musical performances, there is always a dance, and it will never miss in any presentation. And dance always called the attention of the audience because our people loves to see people singing and dancing. So that's why it is called opera, because the opera is always being done in an opera house or cultural center. In the Philippines, we have Cultural Center of the Philippines, CCP. Okay, it's a big venue intended for a big performance such as like opera. We can also have it in the auditorium, depending on the numbers of the audience that we expect. An opera is always accompanied by an orchestra. An orchestra is a group of musicians playing different musical instruments or music instruments such as guitar, keyboards, piano, saxophone, violin, and a lot more. In opera class, the dialogue is being sung entirely. Entire scene, entire story, it was being sung by the actors, actresses, or leaders of the play. I have mentioned this before, that even if you say I love you to someone else, I love you, you sing, or even you say please, they always sing the lines. Okay? So it is not only the story that we are excited to see from the performers, but also their skills, their talents in singing, dancing, and even playing musical instruments. Here in the Philippines class, the very famous opera, Filipino opera that we have is the La Loba Negra. La Loba Negra means the black she-wolf. What is this La Loba Negra all about? What is the story of this La Loba Negra? La Loba Negra class is all about the Spanish rule here in the Philippines. Okay, there was a time that the Spaniards came to colonize the Philippines, and then the story of this opera is all about what had happened to our life, what had happened to the life of our ancestors during the colonization. Next, we also have the Noli Me Tangere opera. This is very nice. Because, if you're a Filipino, you're very much familiar with this story, the Noli Me Tangere, one of the best book of Jose Rizal. So the opera, the story of this opera evolved in the love story of Maria Clara and Ibarra, and how powerful the Spanish priests are. I will going to share to you separate video, short video of this. I hope you will going to watch it because this is very nice. Short video of La Loba Negra, short video of Noli Me Tangere. Okay? So if we have Noli Me Tangere, we also have the El Filibusterismo. So an opera of El Filibusterismo, this is our very own, and this is something to be proud of, because if other nations can give us the best opera from their places, we also have, and this can really compete the different operas in the whole world because of its beautiful story. Again, opera is being done in a big place like auditorium, opera house, or cultural center like CCP, Cultural Center of the Philippines, and many others. Okay, so now let's proceed to ballet. I don't know if you're familiar with ballet, but ballet is one of the artistic dance genre that we have. So we have the best ballet dancer, not only in the Philippines, but in the whole world. Remember, I mentioned this to you, that we have Lisa Makuha, one of the best ballet dancer in the whole Philippines and in the whole world. In fact, she is a national artist for dance. So remember that name, Lisa Makuha. I will also be sharing to you pictures of Lisa Makuha in our group chat. Now what is ballet? Ballet is the medium of dance and the ballet to interpret novels, folk tales, and stories provide visual excitement as the characters come alive, not in spoken dialogue. They never talk, they never speak, they never sing, just like the opera. They are all dancing, purely dancing and doing the action. From their actions, you can get the message and the story of it. So that is very exciting, right? There's no dialogue, there's no singing, but it is just like purely action, dancing, and sounds or music. Much of the communication of this dance relayed in pantomime. It is a performance in which a story is told without words by using body movements. Okay? Hand movements, body movements, footworks, and etc. And of course, the facial expression. The lack of spoken words or sung lyrics is more than made up for the creative steps and arm gesture of the dancers. So, from their artworks, from their movements of their hands, fingers, body, you will really understand. You can get already the meaning of it. So, that's ballet. So we have different examples of ballet in the Philippines, like La Lola Basyang. It is a story. Okay, it's a story of it is a children's story. When you witness this kind of ballet performance, you will really enjoy because you see the dress, the costume, the tutu of the ballet dancers, their footworks, how they manage to put up their legs and etc. So this is very nice. One of the best ballet performance also internationally is the Swan Lake. You know, you see the ballet dancers as if they are swans. Later on, I will be sharing also a short video clips of a Swan Lake. Now let's proceed to another one. First we have the operas, the ballet, and now we will be talking about the musical play. What is the difference of a musical play to opera and ballet? So listen, musical play is popular and generally lighter form of musical drama than the opera. The themes are usually more contemporary and the musical melodies more manageable by the average singer. The acting is less intense and dramatic. The choreography and dance sequence provide visual breaks from the ongoing plots. Musical plays have been associated with the Broadway plays of New York City and West End production in London, including My Fair Lady, South Pacific, Camelot, West Side Story, Les Miserables, Phantom of the Opera, Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, Wicked, Mamma Mia, Cats, and Miss Saigon. You know, class, this is my favorite, the musical play, because you see contemporary thing. I ask you, what is the difference between opera and the musical play? Actually, they share the same thing, but the difference is the opera is very heavy. The opera is very serious when it comes to drama, and the opera has a very serious production with intense story. But in musical play class, you see very lighter scenes. You see very lighter singing. You see very bubbly type of performance because it incorporates contemporary. When we say contemporary, it is something new. It is something that everybody knows. So they adapt it and make it as a musical play. So you see, you are very much familiar with the story, but these things are This thing become different when you see a live performance singing the song, singing the lines. And the songs are very manageable. So unlike with the opera, you see operatic singing, a very high pitch, um, with a very majestic voice. But in musical play, we incorporate, as I have said, contemporary such as pop music, pop dances, so that is very in line with the youth, with the students. Okay, so I love musical play. Later on, I'll be also sharing to you video clips of a musical play of Aladdin, musical play of The Beauty and the Beast. Short, very short, just to give you some ideas. Okay, so we have musical play of Snow White and the Seven Dwarf, and it's very nice. Okay, so but this still very the same. They need costume, they need actors and actresses, they need dancers, props, stage decoration. They have the same thing with the opera, but the difference again is all about how the weight of the two. It's very heavy in the opera, and we see lighter things in the musical play. Okay. See, I know that you enjoyed watching the clips. So tomorrow, we will going to continue with our class by discussing also about the Broadway musicals, the people behind it, the songs, what are the famous Broadway musical in the Philippines and in the whole world, in other nations, internationally. So we will going to discuss it class. Okay? So tomorrow, see you again. Goodbye.